All right, welcome to our AI integration playbook. In this explainer, we're going to go way beyond just using AI. We're going to show you, as a small business owner, how you can truly master integrating it to get a real, serious competitive edge. So let's just start with the new reality. It's not that the old ways were wrong, but the world, the business landscape, it's just fundamentally different now. And that big change, yeah, for us, it's AI. And this is probably the most important point to really get. AI isn't here to take your job or replace your expertise. All those years of knowledge, your gut feelings, that professional judgment you've built up, that's not going anywhere. In fact, it's about to become more valuable than ever when you pair it with the right tools. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll hit the why behind this whole AI-powered shift. Then we'll get into a strategic framework you can use. After that, we'll make it real with a practical playbook, check out a cool before and after, and then wrap up with some key takeaways you can use, like tomorrow. All right, let's dive right into section 1, the AI-powered shift. We're going to talk about why getting a handle on this stuff right now isn't just about staying current, it's about building a real, lasting advantage for your business. You know, what's so fascinating is just how different the two worlds are. On the one hand, you've got the daily grind, right? Manual tasks, making big calls based on a gut feel, and all those little things that just eat up hours of your week. But on the other side, you've got automated support for the boring stuff, your expertise gets supercharged with data, and you're literally saving hours every single week. That's the shift we're aiming for. So how do we actually get from that before picture to the after? Well, that brings us to our strategic framework. We're about to unpack a simple but really, really powerful three-part plan. Think of it as your consultant in a box. This is your secret weapon, a repeatable process for getting it right. First, you strategize and plan. You gotta know what you're trying to do, right? What does success look like? Second, you implement and execute. You actually do the thing. And third, and this is crucial, you measure and you optimize, using real data to see what's working and what you can make even better. So a three-step framework is great, but how do we turn that into actual real-world results? Well, that's what this next section is all about, making it real. This is where the rubber meets the road, where we move from just ideas to taking action. And here it is. This is the playbook. These 6 things are proven to work. You start by figuring out where you are right now. Then you define what winning actually looks like. You get your team bought in early, and you don't try to do it all at once. Roll it out in phases. And all along the way, you're helping your team build new skills, and you're staying flexible enough to adjust as you learn. Of course, let's be real. The path to integrating something new isn't always perfectly smooth. So it's super important that we talk about the real-world challenges you're almost guaranteed to face. Just knowing about these is half the battle. You're probably going to run into people who have different priorities, budgets that feel too tight, and just that natural human resistance to change. And yeah, sometimes just figuring out if it's even working can be tricky. But you can plan for this stuff. For example, if your stakeholders aren't aligned, get everyone in a room and agree on a clear, shared vision. If the budget is tight, start with one small, high-impact pilot project to prove the value. Okay, now for the fun part, the payoff. Let's look at a really tangible before and after to see what this transformation actually looks like inside a normal small business. And this just says it all, doesn't it? Before, you're spending hours manually reviewing things, your reports take days. Afterwards, the AI is just flagging the handful of things that need your expert eye. Your professional judgment is now backed by data patterns you couldn't have spotted on your own. And those reports, they're done in hours, not days, hours. And this is really the key idea to walk away with today. You're not doing less work. You're doing better, higher value work. You're focusing your incredible expertise on the complex judgment calls that really need a human in the loop. You're amplifying your impact across the entire business. All right, let's bring it all home. We're going to wrap things up by summarizing everything we've talked about into one final action plan, a checklist you can take with you and start using right away. So here it is, your final checklist. Number 1, a clear strategy is absolutely non-negotiable. Don't skip it. 2, you have to be able to measure success. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. 3, invest in your team. Give them the training they need. 4, be flexible. You're going to learn things, so be ready to adapt based on the results. And finally, never forget, the human element is not optional. The best AI systems are always designed around the people who actually have to use them every day. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Don't think about trying to overhaul your entire company at once. Just ask yourself this one question. What is the one task, the one process, the one decision in my business that AI could help amplify starting this week? Find that one thing. That's your first step.